Hi guys, welcome to Susie Headquarters Live TV. Today I'm going to start off with a little proverb. So I really love proverbs. Nothing lasts forever, so live it up, drink it down, laugh it off, avoid the bullshit, take chances and never have regrets, because at one point everything you did was exactly what you wanted. And today I'm going to talk about Birmingham punks and the days in the Bronx, because I don't know, I feel that before I talk about internet addiction I need to rewind a little bit. Rewind and have a bottle letter sort of thing. And you know, when I watch videos I like to watch the sort of diaries and like to get to know the person, and nobody knows me from Adam really, the people who do watch me all around the world, so if they can understand my accent. But yes, you know, as you know, I'm always talking about the old days. I do consider myself to be old school, and I think to myself sometimes I start to sound like my gran, really going on about the 70s. No, 1977, what a year that was. We was all punks and we was really outrageous and we had attitude and we started a revolution. And my gran actually says to me, you know, one day you won't want to be a punk anymore. I'm going to grow out of it and want to be normal. You know, whatever's considered normal in our stereotypical society, I'm not sure. I've never wanted to conform to anything, and now I'm 45 now and I'm still a punk. So and I haven't been chucked on the rubbish tip or chopped up the mincemeat or anything just yet. And I think like all the original punks of the 70s and 80s, we've sort of held it on to what we believed in and stuck to our integrity. And yeah, so you know, talk about the Bronx, and you know, I call it the Bronx because it was a pretty rundown part of Birmingham, and to live there you had to be streetwise, and I wasn't very old, I was about 17, and I used to just literally get on the bus and go into the city on my own and hang around with all these punk rockers, and you know, you didn't have a care in the world really. It wasn't like today. Everything was like, wasn't as, you know, overpowering. And you know, we did have a really good life, and we didn't have the internet, and we survived. And yeah, so like as I said, we didn't have mobile phones, so if you said to your friends you'd be meeting them outside their houses at 10 o'clock, and you had to be there. And we used to go down Pigeon Park, and this is where we all used to congregate, and in them days it was just full of punks. No, not in the other city, there was just punks everywhere. And you know, I felt like I was part of an army really. You know, we all had our own style of dress and our own originality. And you know, I never really had any clothes really. We didn't have what we consider best clothes. You know, we didn't have shops then like Primark or anything really. We just had the market, just to go down the rag market in Oasis, and vintage shops, because and army shops, because a lot of the punk look was a military sort of look, which you see on the catwalks now, and that originated obviously from the punks. And a lot of people used to have what I call a hippie punk look, which was bohemian, and it was like 60s sort of base look. And I've been looking at all my old photos today. We used to take like random pictures of all the punks, and you can see there's a punk with pink candy floss hair, and there's loads of pictures in here. I doubt you want to see them. I used to look like. And yeah, we used to crimp our hair every day. You wouldn't leave the house without crimping your hair, or you know, putting on loads of thick makeup. You know, a lot of the girls wanted to be like Susie Sue, and used to dye her hair jet black. And you know, a lot of people had mohawks and the different coloured hair, and you know, it was really good then. And you know, as I said, we used to go pubs and clubs was our life really. It was a natural lifestyle to be a punk, and you know, just used to go out and meet up and get drunk really. Nothing much changes. And we used to go down to the Zigzags and Powerhouse, Steptoes, and we used to go down Digbeth to the barrel organ, Adam and Eve, and we used to go to a place on Stratford Road called the Mermaid. Now there's just so much. We never used to bother with Broad Street or anything. Give us some credit. And you know, and we used to go to all the gigs and all the punk gigs, and which we still do now down in Birmingham. You know, there with our walking sticks and ours in the face, not pogoing away. And who's to say really what age you can't be a punk anymore? Well, and obviously the drugs was a big issue, because I think punks was sort of stereotyped as being junkies, you know, and obviously of course there wasn't. And I think the Ramones used to sing about sniffing glue. Now I wanna sniff some glue, I just wanna have something to do, because it was a recession and nobody had anything to do, and you know, didn't have Facebook or anything, you know, and I suppose to sniff glue or do whatever the drugs, that was something to do. And living in the city, obviously you're surrounded by drugs. Drugs are more readily available, and there was actually a big campaign in the 80s called Just Say No, which was very anti-heroin, and I remember it because I used to like absorb information, and I used to think, oh right, that's it, you know, if I do heroin I'm going to die. So I was never really bothered about drugs or anything really. And there was allowed to smoke in them days, obviously, in the pubs and clubs, and it was wacky backy that used to go round, like, you know, just everybody was just smoking on a spliff like it was an everyday occurrence, and it was quite a normal thing to do. What this is. And yeah, and another drug which was legal was called amyl nitrate, and it was in a little bottle, and that you used to sniff it apparently, and it gave you a high. It used to make your heart rush and go really fast, and it's what sex addicts use. So you could buy it from sex shops and markets, and it only cost them at like £5. And people used to refer to it as poppers, and that was a big thing in the clubs. Everybody was doing poppers, you know. And I did like live in a town after, and there weren't many punks or anything, and it wasn't the same. It was more like everybody was gossip, and you know, like to mind their own bloody business or anything, and just want to stare at you and think you're something strange. I know, just had a problem, but I just think it's their problem really. And you know, as I said, I'm still a punk and I'm proud of it, and I don't care what anybody thinks. And yeah, I need to stop droning on now. So that's about it from a little blog on the punk rock of Birmingham 1985 that was. And you know, so you can't live in the time warp forever. Times do change, and I don't regret a thing. Ciao for now. Thanks for watching me. See you.